What is going on, everybody? We are back with another CCW review. I'm Nick,
And I'm Joe.
and we're
And
covering
that's my TV.
AEW
Sorry.
Dynamite on February 4th of 26.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yes, sir.
and listen, straight out the gate, no Taz, no Danielson. I hate everything about this. This is like the
Yeah.
worst commentary duo in the history of commentary duos. The only thing that might actually be worse than this is Michael Cole and fucking Wade Barrett, and not by much.
I've got some bad news for you. This didn't work.
I hate
They
it.
need a proper color guy.
They need somebody with some energy, like
Oh,
real
well, Tony
energy.
Schiavone fakes energy all night long.
No, real
The problem is
energy.
Taz I wouldn't necessarily call energetic. Just Taz's stuff actually has merit and weight to it, and it's not just being loud. It's like, oh, look at that fantastic move.
But I digress. I missed that. I need it back. Taz, stop taking days off, dude. You just got back from being out, being healing. Come back.
I know, and I don't know what Brian's doing. I don't know if he's training his wife to get back in the ring because she's back, or
I wish he'd stop.
what's going on. But something is severely lacking commentary wise when one of those guys isn't there.
Right. Anyways, show opens with MJF and King vignettes where they talk shit to each other, and then Kenny and Don Callis, and then fuck man, the Babes of Wrath and Penelope and Megan I hate this. I hate it. I hate it.
It's Collision.
It's the
on a
collision.
Wednesday.
It's the Collision Open, and I fucking hate it. And I never want it on a fucking Dynamite ever again because it
No.
immediately set the tone negatively for me. Immediately.
The best part about Dynamite is it usually starts with a match. You get right to the action.
Either a match or, on the rare occasion, something really cool in the ring happens. Like, just I need something that's not people talking to a camera to start off. Like, I don't.
90% of the time, it's a match and then like a promo.
I don't even.
That's perfect.
I don't even like it for Collision, but if you're gonna use it, keep
No.
it to one show.
But yeah, for Collision, it makes more sense because it was kind of the established start.
Oh, I
From
hated
the
it
very
so much.
Episode. This doesn't work for Dynamite. I don't. Yeah, no bueno. Don't like it. Should have just went to the first match, even though I didn't really care for that either. But we'll talk about it.
Match one is the Death Riders, consisting of Moxley, Pac, and Daniel Garcia, versus the Don Callis family, consisting of Takeshita, El Clone, and Josh Alexander. Okay, listen. So there's this part in the match where El Clone goes to dive off the top rope, and Mox catches him in a cutter. Cool, you know. But my problem is, I see a lot of people do this. What I think would have been really cool, and he was in perfect position to do it. I wish Mox would do something like catch him in a DDT on the way down. Like, that would have been so much cooler.
But he's established that he uses the cutter now, so I understand that. It just that spot it's just repeated too often. If they would vary it up from other people,
Right.
not everybody needs to do a cutter, just like not everybody needs to do a super kick.
Talk hits Garcia with the Raging Fire for the win near the end. Or at the end, not near the end. That was the end.
Towards the end, for some reason the match didn't gel with me. The right people won though.
This was a pretty solid match. However, it started off really, really slow. Like, really slow.
Yeah.
If
It
I
picked up when the Don Callis family started running roughshod on Daniel Garcia.
Yeah. Like, there's one part where Daniel Garcia laid out, who was it? Was it, Josh Alexander?
Yeah.
Like, laid him out. And I'm like, no.
Say you're in this match for one reason, and that's to take the pin
And to
Don't
get
be
your
laying
ass
out
beat.
Anybody.
Like, nah, I can't. There's nothing in my bones or in my anywhere that makes me think Daniel Garcia can shoulder block Josh Alexander to the ground.
Agreed.
Like get the fuck out of here.
The only interesting things in this entire match was the potential Mox and Talk match we're going to get at some point.
They already announced it. It's at
Is it
I believe
at
it's next
the
week.
Australia show?
Yeah.
The Grand Slam show?
Yep.
Good.
Um,
And then Josh Alexander and his wild promos backstage.
always a great. Always a great. Backstage, Renee's with Swerve. She asks what his focus is now that he's out of the title picture. He tags in Prince Nana, which I loved, by the way.
He didn't want to. He didn't want to talk about it.
And and Nana's like, just because you lose doesn't mean the focus changes. I loved this dude.
I agree. I didn't mind it at all. Even though Swerve didn't say anything, for some reason that doesn't bother me, and to me it's within character for some reason.
It's very much. It came off to me as I'm not gonna dignify this with a response. I'm gonna let Nana handle it.
And Nana stepped right in and did what good managers did.
Yep. But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was fantastically done, and we'll see. We'll see Swerve again later for one of my favorite moments of the night.
That really good, really good. The show really, for me, for the first hour, was kind of a mid show.
Yep.
The latter half of the second hour kind of picked it up. Well, I don't even want to say that. Two segments in the latter part of the show did a lot for this show for me.
Right. After this, we got an Osprey vignette that got me hype. I missed that, man.
He's got to be like, he can't be even remotely close to coming back, though.
Everyone's expecting him to be back by All In.
That's what, September? August?
Isn't that their summer show?
Isn't part of September technically summer?
I believe so. Yeah, August
That's
30th.
a long way away considering it's February.
Right. Well, he'll be back earlier than that, but they're saying for sure they're expecting him, or not for sure, because you never know how injury healing can go.
Especially the neck.
But the expectation is for him to be back. Apparently, he's. So the rumor is he's already backstage with the doctors. This came from Sean Ross Sapp on Twitter. He's already been backstage for a couple of weeks within the last month or so, already dealing with the doctors to start getting prepped for a return.
Well, I'm sure, they're checking in on his rehab and things like that and making sure everything is coming along like it's supposed to. When you've invested the amount of money that they've probably invested in him, yeah, you'd want to,
right.
Let your doctors, take a look at him since they, kind of specialize working with wrestlers.
Right. So we'll see. We'll see.
No,
if he wasn't making some sort of progress, they wouldn't have aired this vignette.
Oh, 100%. My thoughts are like maybe he's gonna come back and like give an update.
Right, that would be nice too. Just
to maybe set up his first program when he does come back, which obviously it should be Mox because Mox did the fucking spot where they smashed his neck in a chair.
Right. When they were in London, what was it? Earlier this year or very late last year? I think it was earlier this year though. I was surprised he didn't come out and at least say hi to the crowd because he was apparently backstage.
I was about to say he was probably there.
Anyways, match 2: Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm versus two people I don't give a fuck about, but their names are Jordan Oasis and Brittany Brooks. I did write it down.
Yes, it was a squash.
I put we're gonna fuck around and get mixed tag titles from this shit. I'm tired of it.
Shut up.
It's gonna happen, and I don't want it.
Shut up.
I don't want it.
I don't. Not unless you're getting rid of 2 titles.
But listen, Brittany ate a rough DDT from Tony, and I said someone go check on her.
Yeah, it's so. It was the way she took the bump. It wasn't necessarily anything Tony did, but both of those guys take their front face bumps weirdly. Like they don't do the flip, and I think both Orange and Tony expected them to do the flip, and O-Girl dropped right on her fucking head.
Yeah, she did. But yeah, it was a squash match. Post match, OC grabs a mic, and I shuddered because I really don't like hearing OC post match talking. Backstage stuff is fine, but I'm not.
The stuff he had to say here wasn't bad, and then
But
Tony's stuff was
he's
funny.
like, I don't know if this is a good idea. I like my hair, and Tony's like, I don't know why I made this match either. I'm gonna look like an angry penis, and I laughed.
She's like, my hair is my livelihood.
Crowd started chanting "bald," and then she said, "But they are who they are, and they will leave either Yuta with a cute comb over or leave Marina looking like Mox," which was also funny.
Yep. I'm hoping it's Yuta that's getting the haircut.
I listen. Part of me really wants it to be Marina because
I don't think Marina's going to shave her
I
head.
don't think she will. On the side note, though, I also think Tony would have fun with it if she loses.
I agree, but her hair is a big part of her aesthetic and
I agree.
look. And
She'd have
and
to start
stuff.
wearing wigs, and it would turn into this new thing where her wig would fly off mid match every time, and I would lose my shit.
That is a weird. I mean, I don't disagree with you, but that is a weird gimmick to take up.
Or anytime she does her little stuck up face because she's doing the whole old 80s thing, the wig flies off the back of her head. Listen, I've got
Right.
ideas if they want to go that route. I'm just saying.
Oh man, that's commitment though. That is commitment.
Earlier today, we get an earlier today segment. Darby gets jumped in the backlot by Gabe Kidd and that other guy that's apparently now signed with AEW.
Yeah, I hated this.
They shoved him in trunk. Now, listen, I hated this, but it led to something that I did enjoy.
I hated the other part of this as well. I'm over this Gabe Kidd, Darby Allen bullshit.
And then we go into match 3, which ended up being Hangman Adam Page versus Mark Davis. And let me tell you what, from this moment on, was a thoroughly enjoyable show for me.
There's another squash match that I didn't really care for.
Um,
It's
so
more of we'll get there.
so Hangman hits a moonsault off the outside rail, and we're talking like the upper level outside rail, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, this was a good match.
Hangman, listen, there's the psychology thing that I have not noticed ever before in wrestling that happened twice in this match, by the way. And that's where Hangman is leaning over the rope, and Davis goes and bounces off the rope that he's leaning on, and it causes him.
Hangman bounce off.
It
Yep.
causes Hangman to bounce off to turn around to take the clothesline, and I've never seen it like that before, and I don't know why. And if it has happened, I've never noticed it, but I picked up on it today, and I was like, dude, that is such a neat idea.
It happened twice, and it was very good. I agree.
Hangman ends up hitting a tombstone on the ramp, which was a pretty cool setup that led to a buckshot for Page to win. I was kind of hoping, I'm not going to lie, for Davis to win.
He came close.
Yeah,
he
he
hit
did.
his finish, but it looked like he didn't get all of his finish, which I don't know if that was intentional or not, but Hangman barely kicked out. This was a really good match.
It was. I will say this: the last 2 minutes were definitely better than the rest of the match overall.
Well, sure, but you're going to the finish, so
Right.
that
But
makes sense.
regardless, pretty solid match. Not my match of the night, but a pretty solid match.
No, the match of the night is coming up soon, though.
Absolutely, it is. Post match, Hangman grabs a mic and is like, "Yo, next week." I always throw "yo" in there, like all of them. Actually, say the word "yo," and no one says "yo" but me.
No, just you and Scott Hall, and his is usually
Hey yo.
yo.
So yeah, he's like, "Hey, next week we're going to Australia, right? And I hope to see Kenny there." Then says if he wins, if he does win that match against Kenny at Revolution, he's stomping MJF's future children out of his tiny nutsack and taking back his title. And I was like, you almost said something cool there, almost. And then you
Almost.
talked about tiny balls, and then I'm just kind of out of it now. Thank you,
Yeah.
Hangman.
Hangman needs somebody to talk for him, unfortunately.
Well, you would be the outlier in that. Most people think Hangman's a pretty good talker. In fact, a lot of people had him as the best person to give promos in wrestling last year. So that is a you problem, and almost strictly,
That is just not true.
almost strictly a you problem
That is just not true, though.
to you.
he's a better promo than Punk or Kenny. Kenny's a
Last
better
year,
talker than
maybe,
him.
but look, if we're talking this year, though, Punk and
Reigns.
Punk and Reigns are running away with that so far this
Yeah,
year.
that's going to be a high bar to clear.
Um,
Damn, they made that match seem
way more
so
important than it
important.
really is.
Yeah, so important.
We get an unnecessary Kevin Knight vignette. Uh,
Good for him though. He's getting some shine. He's gonna beat Scorpio Sky on Collision this week.
yeah, he is. And then we get match 4, which is my match of the night: Andrade El Idolo versus Kenny Omega. And by God,
This match had everything: storytelling, um,
amazing wrestling. I don't.
amazing wrestling. Yeah, two
Uh,
really, really good performers.
so winner of this match goes on to face Adam Page for #1 contendership next week at the Australia show. And Andrade, at late in the match, hits a back elbow that looked like it killed Kenny Omega. His little spinning back elbow that always looks like it kills no matter who he hits with it.
Uh huh.
No one does it better than him. I never want to see Jericho do it again because he does that move a disservice.
Well, he doesn't. He never slaps his leg as hard as Andrade does.
He doesn't get his tight in on it either. Like when Andrade does it, it looks like he actually takes motherfuckers' heads off.
That's because the torque is real.
And Jericho overextends the arm in the cell, and it just looks so fake when he does it. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. It
but-
used to look better. Jericho used to do it much better.
Andrade, it's actually more of a body check than it is an elbow if you pay attention to how he lands it.
Yeah, he chucks him with his shoulder, and then the elbow kind of comes later.
Right. But yeah. So, anyways, Don Callis slides a screwdriver into Andrade. Swerve comes out to stop him from using it, but it ends up distracting the ref. And then Andrade kicks Omega in the nuts. And then he hits him with the DM and gets the win. And listen, I wanted Andrade to win this match, and I love how they did it.
Yeah, because they're putting him over, but they're protecting their baby faces.
And they're also setting up what is going to be a banger of a match.
Yep. I still don't think at the pay-per-view it's going to be a one-on-one match. I think it is clearly going to be a multi-man match at Revolution.
No. Do you know what you do here? Listen,
You
because
four corners it.
No. At Revolution, you do a one-on-one title match. Fuck all the four corner stuff. And then what you do is at Revolution, you do a Kenny versus Swerve, and you make Hangman the special guest referee.
So who's fighting MJF at the pay-per-view? Andrade?
Yes.
Heel versus heel. That's an interesting decision.
Well, that's because MJF is in a
unless
special,
somehow,
unique situation where he's the most hated man
That's true.
in AEW.
Unless somehow Brody gets hosed, and we'll talk about it.
And nothing about Andrade, even with how he won tonight, I still don't feel heel from him.
That's because we are excited to see him, but he's
No.
a heel with the Don Callis family.
But I also think, listen, there is something about his presence right now. He's tapped into something he's never been tapped in before. And I'm going to give you the word that I think it is. Fun. He's having fun, and you can see it.
I literally looked at Kristen while we were watching the show and said, I'm happy for him. You can clearly tell that he's having a good time for the first time in a long while.
And here's what people don't realize. A lot of people, if you remember when Andrade initially left for WWE, a lot of people were like, "Oh, he just doesn't want to work for AEW anymore." It's like, no. He actually
he had
liked
some serious personal shit going on.
He liked being in AEW. His problem was he wanted to be with his wife, and his marriage was falling apart. He wanted to be with his wife. He figured if I can get back over there and get around her, we can fix things. And it just never happened. I mean, you've seen how quick he got out of WWE once they actually got divorced. He wasn't there, another month and a half?
It wasn't long, and good on them for actually allowing him to go,
Right. But yeah, like he's being used the way he should have always been used.
I 1000% agree.
But yeah, I perfect ending, and then of course post match, Omega and
Yeah.
Swerve start arguing and shoving each other because Swerve has had a problem with Omega. We still don't know what it fucking is. We just know he doesn't
Hey,
like him, even though he did try to help him.
just let them fight.
Um,
We
but
will all just reap the benefits of that.
but here's what I want. I want the two of them to wrestle in Australia, but I don't want the match to end with a win. I want it to end in a schmoz. And I want it to be so convoluted that they have to have that rematch. And then you throw Hangman in there as the special guest referee because he's friends with both at this point.
Putting Hangman in a tight spot, huh?
Yes. That's what I think would be an amazing. And it also gives Hangman a pay per view where he's not in a match, so he's able to just be out there. Honestly, he still has a presence. He's still important to what's going on. I just think it'd be cool. I just don't know how you finish it at that point, and I don't think I care because I think this is eventually going to lead to Swerve being a heel again, and I'm all for it.
Right.
Backstage, I forgot this part happens. Backstage, Stat agreed to give Tekla another title shot, except she gets to pick the stipulation, but she's not going to tell anyone until Collision, which apparently is taped, by the way. So we'll probably
So stay off of social media.
Yeah, I can't, but I'm sure I'll eventually run across something stupid. Usually I don't get Collision spoilers on Twitter, but every
Yeah.
now and again something happens that pops up on Twitter. And then we get, yeah, I hated it. I hated it, by the way. I hate this whole, I'm not telling anyone to Collision. Look, I'm watching Collision regardless. Just fucking tell us. It's stupid. This is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what they were doing, so I'm not as offended by it. But what has Tekla done to deserve another title shot?
Nothing other than
She
put
got
on a
beat
good
clean
match
as
with
a
her.
sheet. Yeah, I was about to say she got beat clean as a sheet. I don't know.
They had a really good match, and Tony just wants to run it back.
Then they should have ended the first match in some kind of schmoz.
Yeah, but then we'd have bitched about that. So, you damned if you do.
Well, I mean,
Damned if you don't.
honestly, I kind of expected it any fucking way because of the group bullshit regardless.
Yeah, but they couldn't interfere, otherwise they wouldn't get a tag title shot.
Yeah, we saw how well that worked out for everybody.
Right? Well, it worked out well for somebody because women's tag team eliminator match: Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford versus Babes of Wrath. And I
did not like this match.
I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was a very well wrestled match.
There was nothing wrong with the wrestling. It was just kind of how one-sided it was.
And I love that it was one sided, and I hope they go on to squash them for the tag team championships.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Interesting.
And there's a reason. Actually, I don't care if it's a squash or a normal match or whatever. I just listen. Here's my complaint.
Babes of Wrath already run their course with you.
No, but the TBS title's being held hostage, and I don't mean it's being done so maliciously. There's no reason for her to hold two titles and get stuck in a program for one and not the other. Like, I hate everything about what's going on right now, and she either needs to lose the TBS title or lose the tag titles, one or the other.
Or third option, Tony could just book better.
The only thing you could do to book this out of this situation is book her twice a fucking show.
No, you don't have to book a tag match every fucking show. Harley's going to be on TV anyways because Harley's probably going to follow her to the ring. You could still have her defend the TBS title without sacrificing anything for the tag team division.
Yeah, no, I hate it. She just needs to lose one of them. I will say this, though. There's only one championship that I am okay with being on the background of somebody that's holding a singles title, and that's the trios title. Because I don't give a fuck about that division as a whole, at all, at all. Listen, you could put the
No.
trios championships on women, and I'd be like, all right, cool, whatever. I don't care. I don't.
Honestly, that should be the thing that's in Ring of Honor, and the tag titles should be in
Agreed.
uh, just AEW television. They don't need multiple trios titles.
They don't need.
But
I just yeah. I don't like. Oh, girl, having both of them. I love her to death. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, no shade to Willow.
I just they could be
Honestly,
booking
she's
two
a
complete. They could be
She's
booking
a
two
better
other women.
singles wrestler than she is a tag wrestler, anyways.
Yeah, they could be booking other women in either of these situations if they would just get one of the titles off of her. Backstage, Champa. It's Champa, by the way. I learned that today. I've been saying Tommaso right, but it's Champa. I've been saying Champa. It's just Champa. I know that probably sounded the same to somebody, but there was a difference. Um,
I call him Champa.
but
I'm going to acknowledge the I in that name. I'm sorry.
listen, this came from the man himself. He was interviewed by what's his face today. It wasn't today.
Yeah, that's okay. And Pac and Pac people say it differently too. It's gonna be Ciampa. Now you got me saying the stupid weird C. It's Ciampa to me.
Champa.
Some you say potato, I say potato.
But he basically says he's gonna carry
No,
on the.
it's Ciampa.
He's gonna. It's Champa. Like literally, it is Champa. That is
It's Ciampa.
the objective way to pronounce it. It's Champa.
So I'm just argumentative for the sake of being argumentative.
But he says he's going to carry on the tradition. Come one, come all for the championship. And then he starts hugging and caressing the TBS title. By the way, I
He
love.
named it.
He did. I didn't write down the name though. I love the black belt with the red back strap.
Oh, you mean the original design for the TNT title?
Was it black with the red back strap?
Uh-huh.
Because almost all of their belts are just black straps. So I don't
What color is this one? It's black, right?
with a red back. I'm saying most of their titles are just all pure black, both front and back on the strap.
Oh. Yeah, this is more like what the title was when it was first introduced.
But yeah, I just liked the way it looked. Don't get me wrong, I also loved how it looked for Briscoe,
And the Arctic camo look.
but he's not the champ anymore. So, and that's honestly, that's my favorite thing about the TNT title specifically is it changes
Yeah,
its
they
design
changed the
with
look.
every person, and I love it. Anyways, we immediately, this made me mad, got told who he was wrestling. This is not what an open challenge is, guys.
Oh, I missed that part. Who's he wrestling?
Oh, did you really miss it?
I did.
It's gonna be a triple threat match.
I don't like that.
You're gonna like it even less when you find out who it is, because it should be a one-on-one match.
Oh, no.
I almost don't want to say it. But I'm gonna tell you anyways.
Yeah, I was about to say, you tell me where I look it up.
It's gonna be Ciampa versus Claudio Castagnoli versus Roderick Strong.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a
Damn,
banger fucking match,
I would rather have two separate singles matches there, though.
which we might get at some point.
Oh, man, Roddy's going to be eating the pin, man.
Listen, Castagnoli might eat it too, though,
I doubt it.
because Castagnoli's not one of those people that cares about if he gets pins or.
I know, but
Good enough.
he's also, it's a political thing. He's also the CMLL heavyweight champion, and I don't think Tony will allow him to not look strong because of that.
You can look strong and still eat a pin.
I agree with that, but I don't know what kind of deal they have with CMLL.
Right. I did put in my notes. Can't wait to see Joe's thoughts. I thought you'd already known. I was half expecting you to come in here, both excited and mad. I was mad because I did want the one-on-one with both of them.
Right? Maybe we still get it, like you said.
Because I don't think.
Damn.
Because here's the thing.
It's gonna be good.
I don't think he's going to anytime soon lose that title to Fletcher. I do think they're going to wrestle, but I see
agree.
Ciampa being the champ probably for at least 3 to 4 months. As a matter of fact, I would be willing to say he probably won't lose it till All In. And I could
Yeah.
see if he does lose it at All In, I could see Fletcher being the one to take it there.
I want Fletcher to move up.
I do too, but as long as he's in the Don Callis family, they're not going to let him.
Well, that's why I was so excited that they were kind of showing all those seeds of doubt in him and Talk
Yep.
with the potential split.
And they still
and
might go
all
that route. They still might go that route.
Yeah, but they're kind of dragging it out.
Well, isn't that what everything in wrestling is doing right now? Is just dragging shit out.
You're not wrong.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be a banger fucking match. The three of them, dude. I am so excited, so excited. I cannot wait for Castagnoli to uppercut the shit out of Ciampa to see what happens. Because it's gonna happen. Match 6 is our AEW National Championship match, Ricochet versus Jack Perry, and these guys put on a match that was way better than it had any reason to be.
It was fine.
I was
I mean,
so entertained. This is probably my backup match of the night. If the other match didn't happen, I had so much fun.
My match of the night is Hangman and Mark Davis.
Oh, by the way, we didn't even talk about it. So Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne won.
We just bitched about the booking of the TBS title.
Yeah,
yeah.
They won with the Doomsday Device.
Yeah.
Yes,
Pretty
Megan fell with Harley again, so there was no worry there.
God.
And then that's when I have to complain. So, anyways, back to what we were going over. My bad, guys. We bitched about the TBS title and just moved the fuck on.
No, the tag match wasn't anything to write home about. The heels took probably 80% of the match, honestly.
Right. Listen, there's a part of me that hopes Tekla wins next week. I would be so happy to get the title off Stat. It's not going to happen, guys. It's not. I don't have my hopes up.
Is it for the title?
Yes. That's why they're having it. It's another women's championship match.
The lady doesn't deserve a fucking rematch. She got beat already. This is
we already had this discussion. We know that, Joe. But they're having it anyways. Listen, I still don't think she's going to win. I want Tekla to win. Do not get me wrong. But who knows? I don't know. Jack got an early quick start, dove over the ropes and attacked him pretty quickly. Or no, he didn't dive over the ropes, did he? I don't remember. Was it over the ropes or did he?
Over the ropes, but it was because it was an elevated stage, so he tackled him onto the stage essentially.
It was honestly just a normal fast-paced match that Ricochet and or Jack Perry typically have.
Yeah.
At some point, mid-match, Jack Perry got dumped over the announce table, and he almost kicked the shit out of Excalibur. I'm sad he missed. At one point, I actually liked the way this ended, though. I thought it was pretty creative. Kind of. So, Jack gets Ricochet in the snare trap, which is just an STF. And then Goa come out, and one of them distracts the ref while the other one runs around, which, by the way, the ref absolutely could see the other one running around.
Absolutely.
Now, he didn't...
Yeah, because they came out as a pair, and then he saw the other one take off. Like, what's he doing? Do-do-do-do-do.
But I loved that, so Ricochet passes out, but the dude grabs him and drags him all the way to the rope and puts his hand over the rope so that he has to break the hold.
Hand over the rope so it has to be broke.
Which I was like, that was actually pretty cool. And then Ricochet actually draped the title over a turnbuckle and threw him into it, which I thought was also neat.
Yep. Bucks came out to stop Goa's continuous interference.
The Bucks came out, and for a second when the Bucks showed up, I was like, oh shit, they might actually change the title. Nope. As soon as all the tag teams disappear to fight, they take their fight backstage and they disappear, and immediately Ricochet hits the Vertigo and wins, which I'm okay with. I don't think it's time for him to change the title, but they actually had me think for a moment it was a possibility, which is all I look for. Okay, that's all I need. Give me a reason to think something can happen.
Right.
And that excites me. So Backstage, Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors have taken over the production truck to show what happened to Darby. Listen, the production on all of this was terrible because like whoever was running the production didn't pan the sound over to the video, so you didn't even hear the first like 3 sentences that Gabe Kidd said. But they get out and they point their camera out back and you realize they're dragging a body bag, and then they get out of the car after they stop it and they go back there and they show that Darby's in there, and then they cut the string and leave him out in the middle of the desert. I loved it because I like silly shit like this.
I'm over this.
You just don't like these two having their thing going on, but unfortunately for you, it's a thing that's going to be going on for a while. So.
Well, that's the thing. They've already done all this.
Yeah. How many times did Rock and Austin retread common ground? It happens in wrestling, my guy.
It was at least spaced out.
It was at least 3 times.
Yes, but it was spaced out over several years.
This was spaced out by about 2 months.
Oh boy, what a long duration of time that is.
Yeah, there's only so much to do. So,
yes, with your 100 plus fucking wrestlers you have signed.
Yep. Glad you hate it. I love it. I did put this eliminator match is about to be quick because I was like, I wonder how this shit ends, because at this point we had 5 minutes left in the show, guys. And we still
I didn't even realize this because I wasn't watching it live, and I wasn't ready for how abrupt this was.
I was like, I wonder how they're going to get out of this. Here was what I thought was going to happen.
I liked how they booked it, though.
Yes and no. There was one small thing particularly that irritated the fuck out of me, out of all of it, and it happens pretty quickly. So there were 5 minutes left, and what I thought was going to happen is the match was going to start, and MJF was just going to kick him in the dick. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Hey, that's very plausible.
And I was like...
to be fair, he does kick someone in the dick.
He does. So I was like, okay, so he's just going to come out, kick Brody in the dick, and be like, fuck it, I'm going to have to wrestle you at Australia anyways. Just going to take the night off. No, I thought he was going to kick him in the dick, go out and grab his title and bounce.
Oh.
Like, why put in the effort if I'm going to have to wrestle in 2 weeks? So that's not what happens. So they're in the ring. They're looking at each other, and then Hangman's music comes on. MJF does the dumb heel thing and steps out on the apron. Like,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Can't come out here. Don't cross this line. This is my match. Blah, 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 blah.
Brody grabs him and hangs him. And here's my problem.
Yep, he does the Darby Allin sleeper spot.
I am perfectly fine with the spot. I am not perfectly fine with how quick MJF passed out and went limp. It was comically bad. Okay? Comically bad.
It was.
And I was like, you at least got to, slowly let it fade out. This motherfucker's like, oh, dead. And I was like, the fuck? So then...
Hey, man, they only have 5 minutes, and they had a lot of shit to get in.
So then Brody drops him, steps out, throws him in the ring, leans him up into the turnbuckle, runs, does his cannonball, picks him up, Gonzo bombs him, gets him to pin. Guys, this is the longest match Brody has had all year. And it was still only like 3 minutes.
Shit, I don't even think it was 3 minutes.
Gonzo bombs him. At least he took his jacket off for this one. Gonzo bombs him and pins him, gets the 1, 2, 3. And listen, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic, and I think obviously we all know that Max is gonna win in Australia. However, this was so ridiculous that it worked. It just works. And then, so after that happens, Andrade comes in, and he smacks King in the back, and King just turns around slowly, and you could read Andrade's lips, and he goes, "Oh shit!" But then he immediately does his spinning elbow, which, by the way, from the angle that they did it, you can't really tell he hit him. So I kind of hated the production on the angle for that one specifically.
Yeah.
But he does hit it. It takes Brody out for a minute. All of a sudden, Hangman, with the most perfectly timed buckshot lariat in the history of perfectly timed buckshot lariats I have ever seen,
Yep.
He started to flip over the top, and I'm like, oh, dude, Andrade's not even looking towards you, but somehow, super like it just happened, and it felt natural. It didn't look like Andrade rushed to get into position. It was
He
just
didn't, but Hangman did take an extra step than he normally does
I didn't even notice.
because Andrade was so far on the other side of the ring.
Right.
But it wasn't egregious by any means.
But yeah, he nailed him with the buckshot, and then he hops out to do the buckshot to Max, and as he flips over, he gets kicked in the dick.
Yeah, Max kicked him square in the dick.
So guess who actually got kicked in the balls after talking about kicking the other one in the balls? That's right. Um, and then Brody gets up and Gonzo bombs the motherfucker again.
Yep.
Holds the title high, which is our thumbnail. I haven't sent it to you yet. Holds the title high, and that means he's going to lose because you should never hold the title high. That's a good show that you're going to lose. Stop it.
Well, he's not going to beat Max this early.
Oh, we
Max
all
is
know
going
that.
to take it into the summer more than likely.
Max won't lose it until he loses it to Osprey. That is my prediction.
Probably not a bad one.
So yeah, no, dude, perfect end to the show. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. And again, like I said, I went into it with 5 minutes, and it went the exact opposite way that I thought it was going to go. Like it was fantastic, even post match shenanigans and all.
No, but the last few weeks of wrestling shows have been pretty solid. Despite how this one started out, it ended well enough to where this was a pretty okay show.
Honestly, the only show that I've struggled with was huh?
Royal Rumble.
Well, Royal Rumble, and honestly, Collision the same night. That one match was epic, and then the rest of the show just felt kind of eh.
Yeah, but that was a very high for
But
that
but
Collision.
that was such an epic match that it did carry the show. Like I was like, hey,
Oh, boy, did it.
um, but yeah, wrestling like at least for Raw and Dynamite and Collision for the most part so far this year. If you remember, dude, Collision started rough for the first 2 weeks. It was
Yeah.
rough, and something clicked. Listen, Tony, please never start Dynamite with a Collision opening again. I don't
No.
ever again.
Matter of fact, don't start Collision like that either.
Listen, I'd be
You
happy
have
with him
something
quitting
that
it,
works.
but
Yeah, just go to the ring. Start out with a banger match. That's what you're good at.
you know, even if it was on Collision and it was just the people in the main event that had a quick little thing, I don't think it would be that bad. But it's always everyone that's wrestling that night, and I don't care. I don't care.
I agree. But if they do just the two people doing the main event, it'll be very quick. So just start with a match.
Yeah, I'm fine with the starting of the match as well. But yeah, and listen, I am so looking forward to next Dynamite. It is going to be so good.
It should be based on what they have going on.
Hold on, where?
Are you sending the thumbnail to me?
No.
You
So
bringing up the card?
so I believe Grand Slam Australia is actually the Saturday show. It's
No,
not.
They should both be called Grand Slam Australia.
No, because next week's Dynamite is in Ontario.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That
Ontario,
doesn't make
Ontario,
any
Canada,
sense.
on February 11th, and then they're in the special shows on Saturday. Which it actually makes more sense than what you think it does because they're treating it as like a mini pay per view.
So they're going to be like a 3-hour show?
It might be. I don't know. It doesn't say how long it is. Hold on, let me go back to the AEW.
You're right. AEW Grand Slam Australia 2026 takes place at Sydney's Kudos Bank Arena on Saturday, the 14th, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I'm gonna be making love to my wrestling. No, Uh,
Just me, some chocolates, and some wrestling.
I. It doesn't say how long it is though. Just a full televised show is all it says.
And well, we know it'll at least be 2 hours.
Right. Um. Apparently, I need to rewatch. Uh, what's his face? Sean Ross Sapp show tonight. Um, there's a specific point where they mention that there's a place that people are VPNing into to watch Dynamite, and they end up being completely commercial free. And I'm curious.
Oh, nice.
But then again, I don't even have. It depends on what they're streaming on as well. So I wouldn't know.
It's not like AEW's show is so egregious with advertisements and stuff that it's
Oh,
that big a deal, and they do have
also
the picture-in-picture on the actual TBS feed.
some really cool things. So they have this AEW DC comic that's coming out, or that is out. It just came out yesterday, I guess now. Um, apparently, Simon from What Culture kind of makes a little cameo in it. Not as an actual person, but somebody in the crowd is holding in the comic is holding up a Simon give this an up sign.
Oh, look at them actually like recognizing the entirety of the wrestling YouTube scene,
Right? I thought it
or
was
just
pretty dope.
wrestling in general.
I was like, that's listen. Simon's over the moon too. He's like, this is so cool. He's like, because this is year 10 of him doing ups and downs, and he was like,
Oh God, we've been watching that guy for 10 years.
yeah, and he was like 10 years ago. I never would have expected something like this. Like this is crazy. So super happy for
I
him.
told you we saw him when we went to, because he went to one of the all-ins. He traveled over here to go to one of the, well, I guess it would have been All Out or whatever.
Right.
And he was outside with we had a cameraman and a
Doing the ups and
microphone and
downs.
was like interviewing people.
Well, was it pre-show?
Yeah, it was before the show started.
Nice.
So it was like out in the parking lot going up to the building.
That's cool. So yeah, Kurt Connors is apparently officially a part of AEW now, and then
Yay.
which means
Nothing against him. He's not a bad wrestler. It's just I don't like what he's doing right now.
which means Gabe Kidd's probably also either close to signing or has signed. That one's obviously not official. I'm just saying, there's a good chance that's going to happen. And then, yeah, it's wrestling's in a fascinating place because both shows are doing really well right now, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like I need to shit on one,
Well,
and
well, the one is building up to their biggest show of the year and has to actually try.
right,
And AEW's actually kind of hitting their stride booking wise right now.
right,
No NFL season to distract TK.
yeah, because we know the Jags ain't doing shit.
They made the playoffs.
Yeah,
They just didn't win anything.
yeah.
Another solid show.
Here's the looking forward to Collision, I guess. So
Yeah, we at least know we're gonna have one match we want to watch.
right. With that being said, we love you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Deuces.
Later.